We're at Torreya State Park. We just came here to hike the ravines. Labor Day weekend, thought we'd get away and just go see some new places that we hadn't seen before. So, you know, Brenda's always wanted to come up here and hike the ravines, and the elevation changes really drastically. It's almost like being in the mountains. They call it Florida's mountains, and I wanted to see it, so I thought we'd plan a trip and come up here. So we did. So we're here. We've been here for, you know, we've been here the day. It's halfway through the day roughly. And a bonus for me was the Gregory house, and which we're going to see later in another video, and then the Confederate gun emplacements. This was essentially a fortress area. It's very high on the bluff area of the Apalachicola National Forest, or I'm sorry, the Apalachicola River, in the Apalachicola forest area. We're actually north of the geographical location of the forest itself. But we were just sitting there looking at a topo map, which I actually had a copy of before we came here, in the ranger's office, and it said CEM. So I'm like, holy cow. So anyway, long story short, we did our research, we did our due diligence, we've hiked our butts off, and we found this really cool cemetery. Now the preliminary research that Brenda's done so far says that it's a slave cemetery. But slaves very rarely, if ever, got stones. So we're gonna have to do some more due diligence on that and find out exactly what it is when we get back to the civilization. But now we found this incredible, amazing, astonishing, spectacular, magnificent, little teeny weeny abandoned forest cemetery. If you could ever say the words abandoned forest cemetery about any place, you could say it about this one. This is about 100 yards or so, maybe more, off of the quote-unquote Florida Trail area, the trail that's maintained by Florida Trail Association in Torreya National Forest. I'm pronouncing it Torreya because I like the way it sounds. If it's wrong, it won't be the first time. And unless I die, this moment won't be the last. So what are we seeing there?
So I read somewhere where there's a Confederate, this was a Confederate soldier.
Oh, okay.
There's a flag, little flag.
Oh, wow. So we're not thinking this is entirely a slave cemetery then at this point.
We're not sure.
And I do like my theory that usually slaves got wooden, if they got anything at all, they got wooden markers that would have long since been gone. You know, the most beloved house slave would have gotten maybe a marker or something, but, you know, we've seen a lot of slave cemeteries that didn't have any markings whatsoever. So I like the theory. And that is that's not the Confederate battle flag. It's more like the national flag, one of the national flags. So this name is the only name I think that we can read, and it says, gosh, I can't read. Can you read what it says, babe?
You can find graves of soldiers from the Civil War.
It says something, I can't read what it says on here. It says little, there's L-I-T-T, they're scratched in. It says born and died. Yeah. B-O-R-N-D, borned, died.
I've got the names here.
There's no...
the names are...
Well, unfortunately, those names that find the graves are only the ones like we're seeing now. They don't know anything more about it than what we know. I can't read what that says either.
It has a name, though. This is Carrie Corium Little, last name Little. Born unknown, died unknown.
Yeah, somebody just came out here and read what we're reading.
Yeah, and the other one is...
So all these are basically limestone. They've all had something scratched into them with some sort of probably metal instrument. So that's that. We don't know how many more there are around here. I don't know what kind of archaeological studies have been done around here in terms of GPS and that sort of thing to find out whom else is buried here, or, you know, what other barriers are here. I mean, at this point, they're absolutely lost to history, pretty much as these are. But, yeah, it's pretty exciting, pretty cool stuff. So, definitely a neat thing.